This is exactly right.
Get into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event and get away with a deal so right, it almost feels wrong.
Right now, you can get great deals on Hyundai's most popular models,
including the adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe or Santa Fe Hybrid and the Tucson or Tucson Hybrid.
Plus, there's the bold and stylish Elantra loaded with the latest tech.
Or go all-electric with the Ioniq 5 or the Ioniq 9.
So get down to your local Hyundai dealer and get away with a deal you'll love during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Visit HyundaiUSA.com for details.
Goodbye. Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and moments that make the season unforgettable.
From sun-kissed metals to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra.
Each design moves with you from beach days to golden nights and every memory in between.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold. Goodbye.
Summer is for adventures, road trips, and adding a whole lot of miles to your car.
That's why it's worth stopping at Valvoline Instant Oil Change first.
Their trained techs help you get road trip ready with an oil change and an 18-point maintenance check included with every oil change, checking your tire pressure, wipers, lights, and more.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change techs complete over 270 hours of training, so your car's in capable hands.
Best part? You can stay in your car and you're in and out in about 15 minutes.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Change wisely.
Goodbye.
Hello.
And welcome
to My Favorite Murder,
the Minisode.
That's right. Here we are.
Oh, and if you belong to the fan cult, you can see this on video. We're videoing this right now. You can feel the video tension in the air, and you should see it.
Yeah. Don't make weird faces. Don't make weird faces. That's what I say to myself.
Why does that one section of my hair always look unbrushed, no matter how much I brush it? You want to go first?
Sure. Okay. This one's called My Mom Survived a Serial Killer.
Oh, wow.
I know. Hi, Karen and Georgia. You guys rocked. I'll attempt to keep this short and sweet. My mom swears to this day that she avoided an attack from serial killer Derek Todd Lee, a.k.a. the Baton Rouge serial killer back in the early 90s. And that's the serial killer just covered in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Lee was convicted and sentenced to death for the murder of 2 women. DNA evidence was also used to link Lee to 5 additional killings from the mid-90s to 2003. Fear of this guy was crazy throughout the state of Louisiana for years, as he would enter women's homes when they were alone and rape and murder them. Her story goes like this. Back in 1990, before I was born, she and my dad were living in an apartment near Baton Rouge. My mom was, and still is, a teacher. It was the summertime, so naturally she was home alone most of the day while my dad was at work. She said someone knocked on the door, claiming to be a repairman who was there to, quote, check on their hot water heater. She didn't open the door, but looked through the peephole and saw a young man standing on the doorstep. He wasn't wearing a uniform, and she noticed he was driving a small car, not really what a repairman looks like or drives, right?
Right.
Since she was alone, she told him to come back later. He then got very rude with her, yelling that, quote, if she didn't let him in, she would get in trouble with the landlord. And he would, quote, get in trouble with his boss. So consequences for you better open the door.
Yeah.
But she, being the smart badass that she is, responded with, too bad, come back later. Assuming he left, she went back into the living room to watch TV when she saw him walking around the side of the house to the back door. She sprinted to the back door and locked it, realizing he was going to try to come in that way. When he realized the door was locked, he banged on it again, telling her that, quote, the landlord said her hot water heater was broken and it needed to be checked right away.
There's no hot water heater in the world that's this important.
No, it's not broken. And why would the landlord know it was? You'd be the person calling the landlord to say something's wrong with the hot water heater.
Yeah, that's not an outside in job. It's an inside out job.
Right. He kept trying the door a few more minutes, looking in the back window and yelling at her. So she called the police and my dad. The man was obviously gone when the cops got there, and they couldn't really do anything except take my mom's statement. My parents moved to the house we live in now shortly after this incident. Over 10 years later, in 2003, the news broke that Derek Todd Lee had been arrested for the recent killings in the area. I will never forget this moment as my mom was standing in the kitchen listening to the news. His picture flashed across the screen and she immediately yelled, "Oh my God, that's him," and started to cry. Ugh. The crying part is like the visceral, like it definitely was him.
Yeah.
Through her tears, she told me the story of what happened back in 1990 at her apartment. I had never seen her that shaken up before. She then told me exactly what you two have said in earlier episodes. Don't be afraid to be rude. Go with your gut and be smart. You can always apologize later if you hurt someone's feelings. It just goes to show that being rude might just save your life, but there's no doubt in her mind or mine that the man who tried to enter her apartment that day was Derek Todd Lee. Ooh. And with that, thank you for your creativity, wit, and just plain bad assery. Stay sexy and don't get murdered, Katie.
Oh, God.
I know that was written to us a long time ago when I was doing research on that story. I found that one.
Sometimes we get emails from people who are like, I think my aunt may have almost gone on a date with Ted Bundy. That's a classic one. But like, this is so real and horrifying because clearly if it was 10 years before he was arrested, does it feel like that was in his ramp up toward, like he was just starting to, I don't know, that it's just so awful.
And then also getting the information of how those other women let him in. Remember I was saying how they were always very safe. They didn't answer the door to anyone. But yeah, like it's the same thing with like the Boston Strangler where it's like, I'm here to fix something that your landlord told me to. You know, a lot of people wouldn't give it a second thought.
No.
Myself included sometimes.
And if that one doesn't work, he was doing it so long by the time the people you talked about were being like stalked. He probably had the perfect line and the perfect tone of voice and the perfect everything.
Totally.
Ugh.
Totally.
Okay. I'm not going to read you the subject line of my first one. It just starts, "Hello. I can't even tell this story inside my own family for stupid reasons I won't go into. So I'm giving it to you, dear MFM hosts, in all its glorious stupidity." It is the early 90s. My then girlfriend and I had just moved to California after graduated from college on the East Coast. We were a scrappy pair. We didn't have a real plan or much money. For us, it was a big yellow Ryder truck across the country and then a tiny studio apartment in a strange place. We were both looking for work, but we didn't have any connections. Somehow I thought the one move I should make was to contact a local mobster mentioned to me by my uncle and ask him for a job. I still don't know why I thought this was a good idea. It had something to do with the fact that it was a family referral and thus felt safe. But I was not really paying attention to what I was about to walk into. I met the mobster in his spacious office. He was no different than any Italian guy I've ever met, with one exception. He was wearing maybe the nicest sweater I've ever seen. That's how you can spot him.
Yeah.
I assumed it was cashmere or something very expensive. His curly chest hair was popping out from the little zip-down part. He was tanned and easygoing, and he spoke in a softened California version of the Italian East Coast accent. When he said, "How can I help you?" Right? Don't you think that that's a California version of that?
That's a good one.
I realized I had given no thought whatsoever to how I would respond to this question. I actually said, "Maybe you have a job that's not listed in the paper?" As soon as these words came out of my mouth, there was a rush of panic in my brain as I came to my senses about what I was doing. After a pause, he said, "Well, maybe we have a place for you in our accounting department." By that time, the mental fog had lifted and I was shitting a brick. In my mind, I was like, this is not a movie. I am not reading from a script. I'm not messing around with characters on the screen. I asked a guy for a mob job, and now I want to get the fuck out of here as soon as possible. I had to think quick. I said, I'm really looking for something downtown. Do you have anything in that area? I was either lucky or smart, and it was a good deflection. He shook his head no, and then his face lit up. "Hey, you know that place Nordstrom? That might be a good place for you to work. That's a really great place." He went on singing the praises of the fancy department store. "You could buy a shirt and you don't like it, you take it back. You get a new shirt. You could work there. And then you could buy clothes for a discount for your lady friend." That last part was especially hilarious because my girlfriend, a thrift store diva who was at that moment sitting in the lobby in one of her signature outfits, would not be caught dead in Nordstrom. I made it sound like working at the mall was a really great plan for my future, and I got out of there pretty quickly. All in all, this was precisely the kind of dumb, bold failure and escape that you can only get away with when you're young and clueless. I thought the whole thing was over until the phone rang about 6 weeks later. It was him checking up on us to see how we were doing in that sweet way that Italian men do. I told him that both of us had jobs, which was true, and thanked him for his concern. And that was the last we ever heard from the Nordstrom Don. Stay sexy and wear nice sweaters. Big J.
God. He basically asked for an off-the-record job. One that's not in the newspaper is like a criminal job. Like, I'm asking you specifically.
Yeah, like chopping up bodies? Like, what are you talking about? One that's not in the paper. You're like, can I run drugs for you?
Totally. This guy's smart because it sounded probably like a sting operation. He's like, nope, go to Nordstrom. Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. Or we have an accounting department, but other than that, there's nothing that's not in the paper.
Oh my God.
Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and unforgettable moments that make the season so special.
Whether you're planning a weekend getaway, gathering with friends, or simply soaking up every sunny day, Pandora Jewelry offers meaningful pieces designed to celebrate your unique story.
From sun-kissed metals that catch the light beautifully to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra, every detail is crafted to help you express yourself with confidence and style.
Explore charms, bracelets, rings, necklaces, and more, thoughtfully designed to complement every adventure and occasion.
Each design moves with you, from beach days and road trips to rooftop dinners, golden nights, and every memory in between.
Layer your favorite looks, mark life's meaningful moments, and create lasting reminders of a season you'll never want to forget.
Find the pieces that reflect who you are and where this summer takes you.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold.
Goodbye. This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace.
Every successful small business starts with someone saying, I wonder if people would actually buy this.
Squarespace gives you everything you need to find out.
From consultations to events and experiences, you can showcase your skills with a customizable website designed to attract clients and grow your business.
With Squarespace's collection of cutting-edge design tools, anyone can build a beautiful, professional online presence that perfectly fits their brand or business.
Get paid on time with professional invoices and online payments. Plus, streamline your workflow with built-in appointment scheduling and email marketing tools.
Head to squarespace.com/murder for a free trial.
And when you're ready to launch, use offer code MURDER to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Goodbye.
Buying clothes is easy. That's why everyone's always doing it.
But finding clothes you actually want to wear is the hard part.
Get all your favorite elevated essentials at Quince.
Quince specializes in effortless, high-quality essentials like ultra-soft organic cotton and premium Mongolian cashmere sweaters. They're beautifully tailored and built to last. And it's not just apparel. Quince also brings that same everyday elevation to everything they offer, from hotel-quality bedding and bath to kitchen staples, essentials, and thoughtfully designed furniture.
They work directly with ethical factories, so you're paying for quality, not brand markup.
It's so true that they have wonderful items that aren't just clothes. I have like 3 of their 100% mulberry silk pillowcases. I've bought throws from there. I've bought bedding from there. And it is just as great quality as their clothes and super affordable.
Upgrade your everyday.
Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/MFM. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns.
Now available in Canada and the UK too.
QUINCE.com/MFM.
Goodbye.
This one's called I Stole the Mona Lisa. Hello, MFM crew. Picture this. Summer of 2006. I was home from college in a small town, Brandenburg, Kentucky, and visiting with friends when we decided to head to the nearest bar that served liquor. Our bars only served beer.
Oh,
I know.
That's like some Blue Laws New England stuff.
Yeah, totally. This watering hole was just across the Ohio River in Mackport, Indiana, and appropriately named the Hoosier Inn. I was surely tipsy from pre-gaming when I spotted the Mona Lisa replica on the wall and decided it would be the perfect gift for our friend Ricky, who had the hangout house where we were always crashing at. Speaking of being young and dumb. I want to steal stuff.
I'm going to steal it and then put it at my friend's house where we all go all the time.
Right. I got a few friends involved and we made a plan. First person distracted the bartender. Second person slid the painting off the wall. And third person took it out the back door to the covered pickup truck bed. I think it was like full size.
Jesus Christ.
We figured the bartender would be none the wiser until realizing the wall had a very distinct rectangular outline due to nicotine stains. Moments later, when I went to the bathroom, the door burst open with a female bartender yelling, "Have y'all seen the Mona Lisa?" And it says, "Please say," in a southern drawl. So that's why I did that.
That was good.
"Have y'all seen the Mona Lisa?"
Hey, have y'all seen the Mona Lisa? That guy's back.
Everyone's here. He's on the case.
He'll help out.
My face would have been a dead giveaway, so thank God I was in the clothes stall. She continued to yell for the missing Mona Lisa and made quite the scene. Each of us were questioned, but we just shrugged her off. When we got home later and I presented Ricky with this present, he said thanks at first and then changed his mind, deciding he didn't want the stolen property in his house. Ricky was thinking straight.
Ricky and the bartender were the two sober people in this scenario. They're like, right. Yeah, whatever you're doing, stop doing it.
No, it's not cute. I guess because his neighbor was the Meade County Sheriff. Lol. Oh my God, I hope the Meade County Sheriff wasn't on the case too.
The Meade County Sheriff is like literally standing behind you while you're like, guess what I'm going to do?
I took it back from his ungrateful ass and have kept the Mona Lisa with me proudly displayed on the walls of my various homes ever since.
They got away with it.
It is hilarious to me that the real Mona Lisa was missing from a museum for days without notice, but the Hoosier Inn bartender spotted it in a heartbeat. The Hoosier Inn no longer exists and or has changed ownership, so I felt almost 20 years later, it was finally safe to tell this story. SSDGM, Eliza.
Eliza. Here comes the sheriff.
I hope the bartender's listening right now and is like, I fucking knew it.
I knew it. Those bitches.
You need to write to us immediately.
Also, that kind of thing where like, it's such a drunken idea.
Yeah.
That's how I spend all my drunken time. Would it be like looking around, getting a little excited inspiration? It'd be like, come on, we have to do it. And it's the worst, dumbest idea.
Just like needing some adventure.
Yeah. And kind of thinking like, the world is now as drunk as you are. So everyone's perception is fucked up and you're going to be able to get away with shit.
You know what we need? Bartender stories.
Oh, yes. Please.
Have you been a bartender? Any part in your life, we need the wildest stories, the stupidest stories.
Please, we beg you.
We beg you.
No story too small. Also, like, somebody was talking, it was a TikTok that I saw where somebody was like, hey, if you're a regular at a bar, not only are you not beloved, we hate you.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It was hilarious. But I mean, you think about it where it's just like, yeah, these are people that come to your job and get shit-faced in front of you.
Right. And try to talk to you.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So funny. I mean, yeah, it's a little harsh, but I like the idea of it. Okay. The subject line of this email is traumatic Girl Scout camping trip. And it just gets right into it. It just starts, I'm the same age as Karen, and aside from the awesome storytelling, one of my favorite parts of MFM is reminiscing on the mayhem that was the 1970s and 80s childhood. I just finished listening to the Minisode with the story of the dad who invented Greasy Pete to scare his kids from wandering off into the woods while camping. I forgot about that. I've wanted to tell you this story for a while, but Greasy Pete was the sign I needed to write to you about my first and only Girl Scout camping trip. I was in the 3rd grade, the year we got to go on the real Girl Scout camping trip in the actual woods with tents and campfires and everything a suburban kid who never camped before could imagine. I had already completed the prerequisite 1st and 2nd grade camping trips, which consisted of a one-night sleepover on the cold, hard, probably asbestos-tiled floor in the basement of the town's Presbyterian church.
Oh, God. We did something similar to that.
It's like they're breaking in, camping to you. Like, first you're going to be away from your house. Then you're going to be in a sleeping bag. Here's some pine needles we can put in the church floor. In the time building up to the trip, the excitement was profound. When arrived at camp, we got our tent assignments, did some outdoorsy stuff to earn badges, and when night fell, the chaperones lit a campfire, and we, of course, got to hear some spooky stories. They were fairly benign, except for the last one, the story of Lefty Louie, a madman who lived in these woods, had a hook where his left hand should be, and of course, 8 little girls. It was a scary story, but everyone seemed pretty okay when story time was over, and it was time for bed. We lined up, flashlights in hand, and started down the short wooded trail to the restroom building to wash up. A few minutes into our walk, out of a pile of leaves beside the trail, jumped a full-grown, hook-handed, bearded man who shouted in a low, spooky voice, I'm Lefty Louie.
Why do you need to traumatize children, adults?
I guess it was like they were all stoned listening to like Led Zeppelin and like, you know what would be cool?
Yeah, let's scare the shit out of the children.
Out of third graders. Shrieks ensued, pants were peed, tears were shed, and all at once, the adults realized that they had misjudged the age rating for this prank. I don't remember how long it took. Yeah, that's actually a perfect 7th grade prank.
Yes, totally.
Third grade, go to hell.
Yeah.
I'm the 3rd grade lawyer, and I say go to hell. I don't remember how long it took to get the group calmed down, but I do remember the next morning when our parents rolled up in their wood-paneled station wagons to take us home. 1 or 2 girls must have told their parents about Lefty Louie because there was a good amount of yelling, frantic hand-waving, and what were you thinking directed at the troop leader and her husband, a.k.a. Lefty Louie.
Oh.
I've never camped again, and to this day, I only hike if I'm guaranteed to be the fuck out of the woods while the sun is still high in the sky. Thank you for keeping us all entertained, bringing back so many Gen X memories, and of course, advocating for those who need it. Stay sexy and maybe don't hide in leaf piles to traumatize 3rd grade Girl Scouts. Robin, she, her. Robin is such a 70s, 80s name too. That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that's so true. Oh my God, no. No, it's like scary enough to be in the woods without a fucking monster jumping out at you.
I have anxiety right now from that email of just like, oh, that's gonna, now they have to get into bed. No one's sleeping.
No. And imagine if you did pee your pants, how embarrassing that would be. And like, oh.
But you were right to pee your pants.
Yeah, it was a pee your pants situation.
By any means necessary. Get away from Lefty Louie. Fuck. Ugh. Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and unforgettable moments that make the season so special.
Whether you're planning a weekend getaway, gathering with friends, or simply soaking up every sunny day, Pandora Jewelry offers meaningful pieces designed to celebrate your unique story.
From sun-kissed metals that catch the light beautifully to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra, every detail is crafted to help you express yourself with confidence and style.
Explore charms, bracelets, rings, necklaces, and more, thoughtfully designed to complement every adventure and occasion.
Each design moves with you, from beach days and road trips to rooftop dinners, golden nights, and every memory in between.
Layer your favorite looks, mark life's meaningful moments, and create lasting reminders of a season you'll never want to forget.
Find the pieces that reflect who you are and where this summer takes you.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold.
Goodbye. The right piece of furniture can completely change your room.
And your life. It's amazing what one good couch can do for morale.
And that's why there's Article.
Article makes it effortless to create a stylish, long-lasting home at an unbeatable price.
They take great care in curating their collection, focusing on pieces that stand the test of time. There's no filler. Every item is chosen for its craftsmanship, design, and lasting value.
And with Article's 30-day satisfaction guarantee, you can shop with confidence, knowing that if you're not completely in love with your new furniture, you can easily return it.
I recently needed to replace my old outdoor dining room table and chairs, so of course I went straight to Article. They have the Sarik outdoor dining set. I got it in khaki green. It's such a cute, like minty green. It looks so good in my backyard. I can't wait to have alfresco dinners all summer. You know, we can carve pumpkins on it in fall. It's so beautiful. Article knocked it out of the park once again.
Article's offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
To claim, visit article.com/murder, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout.
That's article.com/murder for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
Goodbye. Summer's for adventures, road trips, and adding a whole lot of miles to your car.
That's why it's worth stopping at Valvoline Instant Oil Change first.
If you need an oil change, make the smart stop at Valvoline Instant Oil Change before you hit the highway.
Their trained techs can help you get road trip ready with an oil change and an 18-point maintenance check included with every oil change, checking your tire pressure, wipers, lights, and more.
That means they're checking important things before you're halfway to your aunt's house with no cell service.
And these aren't just any techs. Valvoline Instant Oil Change techs complete over 270 hours of training, so your car's in capable hands.
The best part, you can stay in your car and you're in and out in about 15 minutes.
So before your next long summer ride, pull into Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Change wisely.
Goodbye.
Okay, here's my last one. Antique Roadshow Hometown, an OG Declaration of Independence. Greetings, Murderino royalty. Listening to the latest minisode, I heard your request for great thrift finds, and I knew I had to write in about this one because it's almost unbelievable. Several years ago, my husband was working a job you can probably only be hired for in LA, New York, or Nashville. He was a cartage driver. You know what that is?
Cartage?
Uh-huh.
Is it something like on sets?
Kind of. You're basically a moving guy, but you work exclusively with famous musicians, moving instruments and gear around to venues and studios across town all day long.
They're like moving guys that don't fuck up because you can't fuck up like Paul McCartney's one guitar.
Right. And Paul McCartney doesn't want to throw it in his trunk and head there. So he needs someone to...
And it's probably like insured and specialized.
Yeah. Oh my God. That'd be terrifying. If you don't mind manual labor and you're chill around famous people, it's the job for you. He totally had the energy of a UPS driver that marries Jennifer Coolidge in Legally Blonde. I know exactly what you're talking about. Calm, cool, and collected. The kind of vibe that comes from someone who doesn't worry too much. Sounds nice.
I mean, how?
I mean, have you looked around lately?
Things aren't great.
No, things are not great. It's time to worry. It's time to worry. He probably was so chill because 10 years before, he happened upon one of the greatest thrift finds of maybe all time. At a local Nashville thrift store, he picked up a replica of the Declaration of Independence for $2.48.
Oh.
Thinking it was pretty cool and looked old. That's something I would never look twice at. You know what I mean? I don't care about that shit.
Because also you would know for a fact it's not. It can't be real. It's not like some secret painter.
No, it's from the Cracker Barrel fucking gift store. Like, no. Right?
Oh, no. Yeah. It's that aunt that really loves America that was like, no, I want my own copy.
Oh my God. It's like she got everyone one for Christmas that year. And okay, well, this particular replica was one of only 200 commissioned by John Quincy Adams.
No.
Handwritten by William Stone in 1823. So
holy shit.
Shows us.
Literal national treasure.
Literally. His copy was one of 36 surviving copies and was in pretty good condition. At auction, it sold for $400,077,650.
Oh my, $500,000.
He paid $2.48 for it.
Okay, so he grossed.
So it says, wait, but to an investment firm in Salt Lake City in 2007, which in today's money is over $600,000.
Oh, beautiful.
Mikey said he used the money to buy a used car, help his parents, tithe to his church. What's tithe? Tithe.
Tithe is the money you give every Sunday.
Got it. And built a sun porch on his house.
Ooh.
Thought you would all love this ultimate thrifting success story. Stay sexy and find valuable treasures so you can coast into retirement. Rochelle,
I absolutely love that story. It is
epic.
It touches something in me that was opened up around 1990 when I started going in Sacramento to thrift stores and realizing the potential treasure that was in front of me. But you don't really hear, like you hear the ones that are like, oh, this purse was actually a real Chanel and I redid it and it sold for $4,000 or something. But $600,000.
That's insane. Do you remember what I was thinking about? I always think about this. What was thrifting like in the 70s? Like all you found was 1920s gorgeous Art Deco shit and turn of the century fucking tchotchkes. Like my dream.
Also, I think about that because there's a Charles Dickens, I think it's Bleak House, where one of the characters owns what they call a curiosity shop, which is basically a vintage store, but in Victorian times for like antiques. And I'm God. I know it's just a set, but it's so realistically done. And because everything's like candle lit and in like dusty corners, like I would absolutely kill. I think that would be like if you could make a wish, the wish to walk through that store and see what's actually in there.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my last one. And it's kind of long, but I think it's worth it.
Okay.
I'm not going to read you the subject line. So it says, hi, me again. You asked for a follow-up from my previous email, and I'm finally getting around to it. So this was someone that sent in something and at the end wrote, I'll tell you about my coffee date with Ann Rule a different time, and then we freaked out, I believe.
Yeah.
So it says, You wanted an update on my coffee with Anne Rule, as well as my great, maybe not so great grandmother, who was most likely a Black widow. So here goes. About 20 or so years ago, Anne Rule had a book signing in my city. I had just recently become acquainted with her books. Remember the black and white photos that were always in the middle?
Turn to those immediately.
First. And I wouldn't know what was going on in the story.
Totally.
That's how I saw that picture in the John Wayne Gacy book that my cousin Marty had.
Right.
That haunted me forever. And landed me here on the podcast, My Favorite Murder.
How fortuitous.
It really has been quite fortuitous. Okay. So I was thrilled that she was going to be in town. The day of her signing was pretty crappy. Lots of sleet, maybe some snow. I can't remember all the meteorological nightmare that was that day, but it was bad. But not for this fledgling murderino. The bookstore that she was at wasn't too far from my office, so I made the short drive over. When I got there, I was sort of thrilled that there weren't a lot of people. And then in parentheses, it says, I'm sure Miss Rule didn't have the same opinion. Anyway, she signed several books for me. And since there was hardly anyone around, we just started talking. And then she asked if I'd like to get a coffee, which I did. I can't remember if there was a coffee shop attached to the bookstore or just one next door. But we sat with our cups and just talked like old friends. Oh my God, for some reason, this is making me want to cry.
Also, like, even as just a stranger, how do you meet people like that? That sounds so lovely.
And I feel like she had, she's one of those people I feel like I know her when I'm remembering.
Yeah.
It's like, that's my mom's friend, but it's not. It's somebody you don't know. But I feel like the breadth of her life and the different work she did, she's like an interested person.
Interested and has a great knack for making people comfortable immediately around her.
Yeah.
Journalists, all these things.
Serial killers. I mean, she was good.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry. To be honest, I can't remember what we discussed, but I just remember thinking what a wonderful, wonderful person she is. She was very warm, but you knew she had a bit of toughness to her in a good way, in a way that many of us should emulate. So that's it, just a nice conversation between two women. On the flip side, there's my great-grandmother. My dear great-grandma came to a small town in Wisconsin from Paris, where she married my great-grandfather, who owned a bar in town. They had 4 children relatively quickly, although one child passed at a young age. One of the bar patrons was a young man who, as my family history tells it, took a fancy to my grandmother. He was much younger than she was, and she had small children, but apparently that didn't stop them. At this point, I'd also like to interject that it was during this period that my great-grandmother took up gardening, like a lot of gardening, and she fenced in that garden so nobody could get to it but her.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't long after this man entered her life and the gardening was blooming that my great-grandfather passed away from an alleged heart attack. He was 42. My grandmother sold the bar for a decent amount of money. She then married this young man. She kept gardening and he worked for the railroad. And in those days, that made for quite a good living. Plus, there was always the railroad pension. Apparently, the marriage was not the happiest. And as luck would have it, husband number 2 suddenly passed away from a heart attack. He was 30.
Oh my God.
So great-grandma now had inheritance number 2. At some point, she turned her home into a boarding house, and that's where husband number 3 comes in. He was allegedly a renter at her home. He was older than she was, and gasp, worked for the railroad. Holy shit.
Oh my God.
He also had a much bigger pension than husband number 2 because he had been with the railroad company longer. They got and stayed married for about 10 years, and then he suddenly passed away from, do you see where I'm going here? A goddamn heart attack.
Did they write? Do you see where I'm going here?
Yep.
Love it.
You would think people would be questioning all these deaths, but they lived in a small Wisconsin town, and this was about 100 years or so ago. Maybe the whole autopsy thing didn't happen frequently. I do know that both within the small community and the family, there are several, including my 88-year-old mother, who think that this woman had something to do with all the deaths. It turns out that in that fenced garden were quite a few native Wisconsin plants that can cause heart attacks or simulate the effects of a heart attack when ingested. I did want to end with this. I am in my 6th decade on this planet, and I've often thought that I've lived a very ordinary life. But I've come to realize that within every so-called ordinary life are extraordinary moments. After writing this, I realized that I've had some pretty interesting experiences. Anne Rule, hidden room, Black Widow relative. Nobody is ever just ordinary. Nobody. We need to remember that about ourselves.
Oh my God.
Stay sexy and don't ever think that you're anything less than extraordinary Lori.
Oh my God, Lori, what a perfect fucking email.
What a beautiful, rich tapestry of an email.
You know what my mind goes to? The last husband was real true love, 10 years. It's a long time not to kill someone when you killed the other ones. And he actually died of a heart attack, almost like it was her karma that the one she actually loved died of a real heart attack.
Do you know what you just did is you wrote an incredible screenplay right there. That is like, right? Isn't that irony? Yeah, isn't that like a bunch of those paradox or whatever? Like a bunch of those big $10 vocabulary words you could slap on there. But like, then she would be like, no, the one I wanted all along.
That's beautiful. Let's write it.
Don't kill people with weeds
or
plants.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
That's it. Thank you guys. Amazing emails. Bartenders, please send your emails to myfavoriteMurder@gmail.com. We're going to need it.
Bartender stories. Yes. Bartender stories, please. And what you think is the ultimate thrift store victory story.
Yeah.
Or even a medium. Doesn't have to be ultimate.
Did I once tell you that I bought a really cute jacket from a thrift store, like an old 60s like sailor jacket? And inside was a little piece of paper with the word victory on it.
Really?
So I got the victory that you were just talking about, the thrift store victory.
That is circle.
Crazy. I think I still have it somewhere.
We both die tonight.
That was it. No, I can't leave the
house. Stay sexy.
And don't get murdered.
For 24 hours.
Goodbye.
Elvis, do you want a cookie?
This has been an Exactly Right production.
Our senior producer is Alejandra Keck.
Our editor is Aristotle Acevedo.
This episode was mixed by Liana Squilacci.
Email your hometowns to myfavoritemurder@gmail.com.
And follow the show on Instagram and Facebook at myfavoritemurder and on Twitter at myfavemurder. Goodbye.
Calling all amateur detectives and podcast obsessives.
Virgin Voyage's second true crime voyage sets sail March 20th, 2027 for a 5-night escape to Grand Turk and the Beach Club at Bimini.
As part of the On Air at Sea collection, this immersive sailing brings together fan favorite podcasts, including Disgraceland, Buried Bones, and Wisecrack, for live recordings, behind-the-scenes access, exclusive meet and greets, and crime-themed programming that you won't find anywhere else.
All aboard our award-winning, kid-free ships.
Head over to virginvoyages.com/truecrime to secure your spot.
Goodbye.
Hola, let me ask you something. You want your car to last longer, run smoother, perform better? Tranquilo. I'm talking about your engine. Te tengo algo bueno. Seafoam Motor Treatment. Seafoam helps your engine run smoother and last longer y es facilito de usar. You just pour it into your gas tank y listo. Déjalo trabajar while you drive. No extra steps. If your car's been acting up, rough idle, no power, burning through gas like cafecito por la ventanita, it might be time. Seafoam is an easy first step to help bring that performance back, pa que rinda como debe ser, smooth y con power. And this isn't something new. Seafoam has been trusted by mechanics for over 75 years, 75 años. Esa es mucha confianza, mi gente, and why millions of people use it every day to keep their engines running strong. Pick up a can of Seafoam today at your favorite auto parts store. Y pa'lante con confianza. Seafoam, pour it in, and power on. De nada.
The 2026 RAV4 GR Sport with a stylish design. Toyota RAV4 is not responsible if your coworker suddenly needs a new car after seeing your RAV4 GR Sport or if you receive excessive compliments. Style this powerful, turn heads and corners. Use responsibly. The 2026 RAV4 is serious fun.